Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. I'm going to go ahead and share the link. So you give me about 2 minutes time. We would start. So if you come on, please like the video, comment, and leave your questions under, and I'll get time to answer the questions. So we'll give 2 minutes for people to join. Sorry. All right. If you are here and you want to be interviewed, you can join the link and we can start. Hello, Rael. Welcome back today. If you are ready to be interviewed, you can unmute yourself and we can start.
Hi, ma'am.
Okay, give me a second. Let me share this link. All right, let's start. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, thank you, ma'am.
Let me pull the questions real quick. All right. How are you funding your studies?
My mom will be sponsoring my education throughout in the US. She is the CEO of Adeyemi Construction Company. She deals with importation and exportation of constructing materials in and out of Nigeria. Also, she has three offices in Ibadan, Benin City, and Lagos, respectively. And she has a total staff strength of 19, where she earns an annual income of $5,000.
All right. Why the US?
I chose the US because the US will give me a top list in the competitive market by the time I am done with my studies in the US, and which will enable me to come to Nigeria to work with my degree.
Which company are you going to work with? I want you to mention that your answer is very general.
Okay, ma.
To enable you come work with somebody, you want to state that.
Oh, yes, ma.
Why the program you chose and what is your major?
I chose chemistry because chemistry is an experimental science. It deals with man and its environment. Chemistry deals with our everyday life, and um,
So if you are not able to tell me why you chose a program, you think the visa officer will be convinced to give you the visa? I think Rahel, you joined yesterday. We gave a
yes,
similar feedback. Yeah. I maybe
yes,
your interview date is far. I do understand, but if you want to join the live session, at least you want to start prepping. So that when you say it and you say, oh, this is good, then you know that, oh, this is what I'm learning till my visa interview. Do you get it?
yes, ma'am.
Yeah. All right. What made you choose the school you chose? Why the school?
I chose ATSU because they have a strong curriculum that aligns with my with my desired course of study. And also, the school is affiliated with Balat Health, which will enable me to um, earn a degree in chemistry and come back to Nigeria to work with NAFDAC.
Okay, so when you come and work with NAFDAC, what are you coming to do? Because the visa officer will not ask you these follow-up questions.
Yes, ma'am, I get that.
Okay. Okay, so Rahel, please put together a transcript and then if you are joining tomorrow, you want to see a change. Because we don't want to
Yes,
give the same feedback over and over again. Okay,
yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
no problem. You can stay on and then you introduce yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Michael, are you ready?
Hello, yes, I am.
Rahel, you can interview Michael now. Rahel, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, can you interview Michael?
Okay. Michael, are you unmuted?
Yes, I'm on mute. Can you hear me?
Okay. Good morning. Pass me your I-20 and your other documents.
Here they are, officer.
Okay, thank you. So why the US?
Um, I'm going to the United States to pursue a 2-year master's degree program in actuarial science at Georgia State University, Atlanta. My organization, Lead for Ghana, aims to expand its operations to all the 16 regions in Ghana by 2026. To support this growth, they are establishing a risk department that's going to perform a thorough risk assessment into the organization's operations. I have been recommended for a senior role as a risk analyst and advisor, which requires a master's degree. So I have been permitted and authorized to go on further studies and return to Ghana to assume this new role. The master's degree will equip me with the necessary skills to excel in this new role while tripling my current impact.
All right, that's fine. How will you be funding your education?
I have been awarded a very competitive graduate assistantship scholarship. It comes with a full tuition waiver and it includes an annual stipend of $5,000. I have saved a little over 25,000 Ghana cedis, which will be invested towards my education. The rest of my living expenses will be covered by my stepdad. He is the CEO of XCELE Gold Mines, and he is also into commercial real estate and the importation of heavy duty machinery from East Asia. He earns a monthly income of $6,000 and an annual income of $80,000. Overall, I'm very confident in my financial ability to meet any necessary financial obligation throughout the program.
All right, that's fine. Um, do you have a bachelor's degree?
Yes, I have a bachelor's degree in actuarial science from the University for Development Studies. I graduated in 2020 among the top 5 students in my faculty and top 3 students in my department. I was also awarded the prestigious Prudential Actuarial Excellence Award that same year.
All right, that's fine. Do you have a family in the US?
Please come again. I didn't hear you clearly.
Do you have Do you have a relative in the US?
No, I don't. All my family is here in Ghana, and I can't wait to complete my studies and join them here in Ghana.
All right, that's fine.
Okay.
Over to you, ma'am.
Challenges? What are some of the challenges you've read about the US, and how are you planning to cope?
The only challenge I've read about is the weather conditions in the state, and I've spoken to some of the alumni and some of the students' body, and they've assured me that once I get there, I'll be fine and I'll adapt to the weather conditions.
Okay, so I like the challenge that you raised, but you can also say that you have, due to this, you are planning to get warm clothes or items that will keep your body warm, right? So because speaking to alumni and friends over there, it means you have a certain connection over there that might influence your stay after school. Okay.
No, okay.
Yeah, but aside that, I loved your answers. Like everything was on point. Unless there's a devil's advocate on the call at the feedback. Raquel, can you mute yourself?
Yes, please. I'm sorry about that.
No, no problem. Yeah. So if there's no feedback, then Mike, for you good.
Please hold on.
So Michael, you stay on and then interview Abdul.
Oh, okay, okay.
Abdul, are you ready? Abdul, are you ready? Abdul is not ready to. Let's do Collins. Collins, are you ready?
Yes, please, I am.
Okay, so Michael, please interview Collins.
Collins, how are you today?
I'm fine, sir. What about you?
I'm great. Can you please pass me your documents?
Here you go, sir.
So why are you here?
I am here for my F1 visa interview, which would enable me to travel to the USA to pursue a bachelor's degree in biochemistry with a concentration in chemistry and health science at Wayne State College. This program's comprehensive curriculum perfectly aligns with my aspirations of becoming a chemist in both clinical and research fields. Pursuing this program would equip me with essential skills such as pharmaceutical development, ethical research practices, public health education, and also offer me a comprehensive understanding in all aspects of medications. I plan to leverage the knowledge and skills acquired during my studies to contribute to addressing healthcare challenges within the country, particularly viral infections, which is a significant health issue in Ghana.
Did you say viral infections?
Viral infections.
Okay. So when did you complete high school?
I completed high school in 2013, and since then I've gained valuable work experience at A&A Dan Harris Pharmacy and big time aluminum and construction. Since 2019, I have been working as a healthcare assistant at Otak Vision and Healthcare Center, where we conduct community health screenings. My roles include engaging with community leaders and members to encourage participation in these health screenings, assisting in the planning and organization of these health outreaches, and ensuring the proper maintenance of the QRMA technology used during these screenings. These experiences have afforded me a first-hand understanding of the healthcare challenges within the country and played a significant role in my decision to pursue a bachelor's degree in biochemistry with a concentration in chemistry and health science at Wayne State College. I plan to leverage the knowledge and practical skills acquired during my studies to contribute to improving public health outcomes in Ghana.
How many schools did you apply to?
I applied to 3 schools, namely St. Louis University, the University of Toledo, and Wayne State College. I got admitted to all 3 schools, but I chose Wayne State College because their bachelor's program in biochemistry with a concentration in chemistry and health science perfectly aligns with my aspirations of becoming a chemist in both clinical and research fields. Additionally, Wayne State College has advanced research centers and strong connection to industry partners, which will provide me with valuable hands-on experience and unique networking opportunities. This holistic education approach would not only offer me a comprehensive
How will you
understanding
manage
of
the
medication.
cultural differences?
Come again, please.
How will you manage the cultural differences?
Okay, during my last 5 years working at Otak Vision and Healthcare Center, I've had the privilege to interact with um, diverse communities. This experience has honed my ability to be able to connect and adapt with people from different backgrounds. I believe that this experience would help me navigate the cultural differences in the USA.
How do you plan to handle homesicknesses?
Well, I'm going to maintain regular contact with my people back home through WhatsApp video call and or other social media accounts. Also, join intern- I plan to join clubs that would. Oh goodness me! Please help me with that. I don't know if I'm messing up with that. I don't know if my answer is okay, but can you please help me with that? Sorry.
Yeah, so I think I like the beginning where you mentioned that you're going to stay in constant communication with your family through video conferencing and social media
Okay.
communications. I think you also wanted to add that um how how are you going to handle homesicknesses? Yeah, basically speaking to your family will avoid homesicknesses, and then you
Okay.
invest some time in extracurricular activities that will
Exactly.
that will make you meet people, so you don't get to miss home because you really miss home when you're alone.
Yeah.
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 So
That's what I actually
yeah,
wanted
the
to know. But
extracurricular activities will help you enjoy your stay in the US while you keep constant communication with your family. So you guys
okay.
realize that Collins was very on point with the questions, the frequently asked questions, until I came in with the things that we don't prep for, right? And these are some of the
Yeah.
things you also want to be prepared for. I mean, we cannot prep for all the questions, but at least you
Exactly.
once a question is asked, you want to wrap your head around quickly, because the way Collins was answering the questions, there was no way he should be caught a catch up guard. Then that is where it
Yeah.
becomes very obvious that you prep for some questions and not some other questions. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Collins,
Thank you.
how would you found your education?
Due to my academic credentials, I was awarded the President's Commitment Scholarship of $4,000, which covers approximately 53% of my tuition. My remaining deficits and living expenses will be covered by my elder sister, Abigail Hansen, who is a medical doctor at the Adebowale Municipal Hospital and a successful businesswoman as well. She is into the importation of medical laboratory equipment and also owns 2 supermarkets in Accra and Kumasi. She has a working staff of 40 people and makes an annual income of 96,000 Ghana cedis, which is equivalent to $64,000. Being in the medical profession herself, she has a first-hand understanding of the healthcare challenges within the country and deeply understands the importance of innovative research and effective treatments to handle these challenges. Therefore, she shares my vision of establishing a research center that will be dedicated to combating viral infections and other health issues in Ghana, and is more than willing to sponsor and partner me as well to make this vision a reality.
Okay. I think we can approve Colin's visa. So the only feedback is,
Thank you.
as much as he's really prepared for the most frequently asked questions, even though we can prepare for the not frequently asked questions, you want to quickly wrap your head around when you are asked. So if
Yeah.
Michael, do you have any feedback for Collins?
He did great. He did great. He did
Yeah,
great.
yeah, that's my feedback.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Collins, do you want to interview Mariam? Mariam, are you ready to be
All right, sure.
interviewed?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So
Oh,
most of your time here, I'm going to ask questions that are not frequently asked. So even if someone is interviewing you, I'll cut in and ask a question that we've not prepped for and see how we can answer that. Um yeah. So
Okay.
Collins, you can interview Mariam.
okay. Um, Good morning, Mariam. Hello, please can you hear me? Hello, Mariam, are you there?
Mariam, are you here?
Good morning, sir.
Okay, pass me your document. Hello.
I think her connection is not really good. I'll drop her. Mariam, I'm dropping you because your connection is not good, so you can join again, okay? So Collins as Kwabna has not been interviewed. Collins, interview Kwabna.
Okay. All right. Kwabena, are you there?
Yes, please, I'm here.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Pass me your document.
There you go, sir.
Locate me to your school.
University of North Carolina is located in the town of Pembroke in the Robinson County, while University Drive, that's NC 27311.
How many schools did you apply to?
I applied to 3 universities. That's University of North Carolina at Pembroke, University of Wingate, and Rice State University. But I choose University of North Carolina for its estimated reputation in business administration, their robust academic curriculum offered, and the faculty members are also renowned in their expertise, which are closely aligned with my career goal to becoming a project manager in a Ebenezer Clothing Company. Additionally, the university commitment fostering a close-knit community, emphasizing values such as integrity and service-oriented character, which are resonate with my career goal.
Tell
And
me
I'm
about your program.
study business administration and management at the University of North Carolina is a 120 credit hours, and some of the courses I'll be taking during my first year are Introduction of Business Management, Principles of Accounting. In my second year, I'll be taking courses like Business Electives, Finance. In my third year, I'll be taking courses like Marketing and Human Resources, which are closely aligned with my career aspiration to become a project manager in a Ebenezer Clothing Company upon my return to Ghana.
Why did you choose this program?
I chose this. I've been inspired to embark on my journey to earn a bachelor degree in business administration. This program offers a comprehensive exploration of versatile business concepts such as marketing, finance, human resources, which I'm eager to deeper into. My aim is not only uphold the family legacy, but also contribute to the expansion of my father's business into a global multiple markets. Our unique clothing offering hold immense potential success on a global scale, and I am deeply committed to give back to my community by enhancing vocational studies that will provide opportunity for growth upon my return to Ghana.
When did you complete high school and what have you been doing since?
I completed my high school in 2021 at Pampram Senior High School. I took elective like economics, business management, elective maths, which are essential foundation of pursue a bachelor degree in business administration and management. During my year, I took a year gap to work in where I oversee details activities in the Ebenezer Clothing Company. Working in there has given much more experience on how to interact with customers and manage inventory. That has inspired me to embark on my journey.
So why do you want to pursue a bachelor's now?
Pursue a bachelor will expose me to the comprehensive skills such as strategic planning, financial management, leadership, and marketing to take up a managerial role in Ebenezer Clothing Company in Ghana, where I oversee detailed activities to make sure business met effectively and also to give back to my community by enhancing vocational studies that will bring opportunity for growth in my community upon my return to Ghana.
Do you plan staying in the US after your studies?
No, I have no intentions of staying there. My aim is to acquire the skills and return back to my country to apply the skills in my father's company into a global multiple market.
Okay.
Okay. Quick question. How do you plan to contribute to the US university community?
I am culturally diverse individual. I will make a conscious effort to understand and respect cultural differences and be open-minded approach to new experiences, and regularly also interact with local students to participate in cultural activities that will enhance my study of becoming a smooth in the United States of America.
Okay. I see you have a huge deficit. How are you going to pay for your education?
My deficit of $22,110 will be covered by my father, Ebenezer Justice Arthur. He is the CEO and the founder of Ebenezer Clothing Company, which operates in Accra, Cape Coast, and Kumasi, with a strong established presence in international markets in UK, France, Belgium, and Hungary. Through his hard working and dedication, my father earns annual average profit of $80,000, and one of his notable achievements is being sole designer and the producer of school uniform for government-owned school in Western Region and Greater Accra Region. In addition to his successful business venture, my father has a track record of sponsoring educational pursuits in our family, having funded my sister Agnes Arthur to do her master's degree in textiles and design in Denmark, and since she has excelled in education, he returned back to Ghana in 2018 to hold a position as the operational head in our family businesses.
What if your
Okay.
sponsor withdraws their financial support?
My father is ready to invest in my education because he has seen the potential in me working in after completing my high school, working in the Ebenezer Clothing Company, how I interact with customers and be the head of event planning. He has seen the potential to invest in my education to acquire the skills in the United States
So,
of
what
America.
if your father withdraws from providing the financial support?
I am confident that my father will not withdraw because he is the one who's supposed to take care of my education to becoming a great person in future.
Okay, so here you can say that your father has been committed to sponsoring your education for this number of years. He has sponsored this person before, and the person is out of school. So you are very confident that your father is going to provide continuous financial support until the your program end date.
Okay, ma.
Okay. So Kwabena, convince me to approve your visa.
Approving my visa will enable me to travel to the United States of America to embark on my journey to earn a bachelor degree in business administration and management. And this program will offer a comprehensive exposure of versatile business concepts such as marketing, finance, human resources, which are closely aligned with my career goal to becoming a project manager in a Ebenezer Clothing Company, and also gain the comprehensive skills such as strategic planning, financial management, leadership, and marketing to take up a managerial role in a Ebenezer Clothing Company, where I oversee this activity to make sure business goals are met effectively, and also give back to my community by enhancing vocational studies that will bring opportunity for growth within my community upon my return to US.
Okay.
Okay, I
I'm
think we
going
should
to
approve
approve your
Cabinet's
visa.
visa. He's taking a lot
Yeah.
of questions.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I think the question, what if your financial sponsor withdraws their sponsorship, is a good question that you guys can think about as well. You just want to reassure the visa officer of the person's continued commitment to sponsoring your education, right?
So, with this, you see, my father is the one sponsoring me. So I think this question, if maybe my uncle or stepfather or other person who is sponsoring me, and that's where maybe the
That's
question
what
can.
we had, yeah. But I just brought it up just to see how, let's say you want to answer people.
Okay, man. Thank you.
Okay. Kwabna will interview Ade.
Okay, man.
Okay.
Hello, Ade.
Hi, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Uh, Pass me your document.
Here they are, officer.
Why this program?
Okay, sir. I'm pursuing this master's degree in human development and family science with a concentration in inclusive education for children with disabilities to enhance my effectiveness in my current field and as an educational policy analyst at the Nigeria Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies. This degree will equip me with advanced knowledge and skill needed to develop and implement exclusive educational policy immediately I come back to Nigeria after my master's program to help the people of Nigeria and the children with disabilities.
So, so why don't you pursue this program in home country rather than going to United States of America to pursue this program? Because I know this program offers like this. You can offer this program in Nigeria. There's a lot of schools in Nigeria that you can offer this program. So why US?
Are you still here?
Ade, are you here?
I'm with you. Hello.
Yeah, I was saying, why don't you pursue this degree or this your masters in Nigeria? Because there's a lot of schools in Nigeria that you can pursue this program. So why US?
Okay, this master's degree from an American university. Hello, can you? I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, this master's degree from an American university will expose me to a great research opportunity in the US and allow me to meet well-ranked faculty members and give me optimized classroom experience. And and after that, this degree, Human Development and Family Science, this master program will help me in the National Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies. And while my home country has a good educational institution, this specific program in Human Development and Family Science at Oklahoma State University offer unique course and research opportunities that are not available here in Nigeria.
Okay, so before I continue, I think when you were starting, you started with US without mentioning your school name, because US is a blood, but you are going there for a specific reason. Is the school that is sending you to the United States of. So make sure you, after mentioning that I want to study in the United States of America specifically, you mention your school, or sort of so that you link it to your school, that then this and this and this that is in your school that you want to pursue this course there. I hope you are getting what I'm trying to say. Ade?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I
Yeah,
hope you can
so
hear me. The network.
I can hear, but the next time when you start, the moment you start, link it to your school, because it's your school
Okay.
that is sent to United States of America is blood. It's a big country, so
Okay.
it's you are
Yeah,
Okay.
Ade feedback over and over again. I guess Ade's interview is a bit far away, so he's a bit more relaxed. Yeah,
Okay, ma. Please, any feedback so I can work on it.
that's what Kwabna just gave you. Kwabna, can you give your feedback again?
No, I understand that one. Maybe another one.
Yeah, I just think you should put together like solid stories, because what I've realized from your interviews we've done over and over again is that your stories keep changing. And so anytime you bring up a new story, then we have to make sure that that story is now sounding right. So you want to make sure you stick to one story. Once we say this is okay, you stick to that story. Keep practicing it.
Oh,
So when you say it, it doesn't look like there's something need to be done about the story again.
okay, ma. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you.
Okay. Kwabna, can you interview Uness? Okay, I think Kwabna is um not ready. So Uness, let's go. Why the school?
I chose a master's degree in cybersecurity at St. Louis University, Missouri, because I have a bachelor's degree in mathematics and computer science, which gives me the background I need to take up this master's degree. And also, there's the constant rate of cybercrime brings a rise in demand for cybersecurity experts because people get defrauded every day and the rate of all this crime is quite high. So the need for specialists in this area is required. And also my current place of work, I work as an IT assistant, and I would want to take up a role of the head of the ICT department in my place of work also.
Why the US and not any other country in the world?
All right. US is the home for the sorry. US is the best country that offers such programs, and certificates. Getting a degree from the US is also recognized globally.
Okay.
So me getting this education from this country would give me the would push me up in the job search and my particular place of work. Getting this recognized certificate also, it's going to help me a lot.
Okay, Uness, so you can say while searching for my further as advancement for cybersecurity, I discovered that US is one of the countries in the world. US is a country, so I discovered that US is one of the countries in the world that provide cybersecurity, and then like give a reason, you like a specific reason. So the way you started it, I was cutting you in because I felt like you were trying.
Hola.
Okay. Who is funding your studies? Oh, US Eunice is here. Yeah. Who is funding your studies?
Okay, I have a partial scholarship from St. Louis University of $1,000, and my cost of attendance is $39,150. So I got a student loan of 38,150, and I also have a
How do you
flexible
plan to repay
repayment
the loan?
plan. Yeah, I
How do
have
you
a
plan to repay?
flexible repayment. Can I go on?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a flexible repayment plan of 10 years, which I get to start paying 6 months after graduation. And also the interest on the loan I get to pay while in school. This, my dad, who owns a private company with 15 workers and earns $80,000 annually, he will be supporting me with $300 to service my loan while in school, so I wouldn't have any financial problem in school.
Sounds good. I like the answer to that question. What if your so you said you got a scholarship and then you got a loan, correct?
Yes.
So what are some of the challenges you've read about the US and how do you plan to cope with that?
All right. Coming from my country, Nigeria, it's quite a warm country, and also presently I'm in Qatar. The weather it's sort of different from my country. It's warm here. No, it's actually hot here, but then I adjusted to it. So with the US, it's quite cold, which I know that I can also adjust to it with the right clothing, like
Okay.
the hand warmers and
So I can
the
see that you're
jackets.
currently, yeah, I like that one. I can see you are currently staying in Qatar. Where are you returning after school? When you are granted a visa to come to the US, where are you returning?
I owe it to my home country because that's where I started from, and I get to give back. I think with the skills and knowledge I've gained from Qatar here, plus my certificate from the US, I believe I have the the sorry, not I'm trying to pick up the right word. I have the obligation. Yes, I have the obligation to go back to my home country and also
So, Eunice,
fit
everyone has
into the cyber
to go back to their home
Yep.
country, right? But as long
Yeah.
as long as you decide not to go back to your home country, nobody's going to do anything to you, correct? So that is not enough
Yes.
to tell me you have a strong ties with your home country. Do you have a specific reason you want to come back? Because you mentioned that cybersecurity was a threat to a certain place, which I did not
Yeah.
get. So if Nigeria
Okay.
or your home country is the place which has a problem, then you say that I'll return Nigeria,
Okay.
where I like where you have identified the problem. So you state the problem and the solution you are planning to give. That
Okay.
convinces us more than saying that you have an obligation and you owe everything to your home country. They've not done anything. If you don't go, they won't do you anything, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't say that answer in the interview at all. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just say that you plan to, if you are returning to Qatar, that's fine. You can justify why you want to return to Qatar. But if you are returning to your home country, you want to state why you are returning to your home country. Maybe to solve the cybersecurity problem and to establish your own company after that. Or you have gotten an offer with a company. Okay.
Yeah. What if I don't mention any country at all, or maybe they don't ask me specifically, and I
So
just say,
yeah, even with the other questions that I asked you, like why this program, you want to even mention your ties with your home country. So I'm going to
okay,
study cybersecurity. You mentioned the problem and the solution. You didn't tell us where you are going to solve it.
yeah,
If you don't mention any country at all, we know you are staying in somewhere else. The way you stayed in Qatar, that's the same way you plan to stay in the US after school, and your visa will not be granted. Because when we went through the 214B, which is the denial document that is given to every non-immigrant visa applicant, we mentioned
yeah,
that the person must have present intent to exit the United States after their program of study. So if you
okay.
yourself, you don't know where you are going after your program of study, then why are we having this conversation?
Yeah. Okay, so I should make it more aligned to Nigeria, or I should make it to Qatar.
Where are you returning after school? I'm not a visa officer
Qatar,
right now. Where are
Qatar,
you
Qatar,
returning after school?
Qatar.
Because you have a job there.
Yeah, and the jobs for cybersecurity part are well paid here than my home country. Should that be a good reason for a visa officer?
So what are you doing in Qatar?
Presently, I want to go with I'm an assistant ICT assistant in a
So you
school.
right?
I work in a school. Yeah,
Okay. So do you plan to come back to teach? That would be easier because that is something you can actually justify that you are doing right now, right? But
yeah,
if you're not
yes.
planning to come back to teach and you are looking for a new career in cybersecurity, then you have to state
Mhm.
that you are planning to Qatar. But if there's no job there, we want to make sure that there's like your reason for coming back is solid. Because once you don't know the reason you want to come back, you will not come back.
All right. How about this? Currently, I'm working as an IT assistant, and I would want to take up the role of the head of my department where I'm working. And one of the requirements for that is a master's degree in cybersecurity, which I intend to
That
get from the
this this
US.
this will end all this lot of questioning, right? Because you have a job, you plan to take up a higher role after your education. One of the requirements for taking up the head of department is having a role in cybersecurity. Correct.
Yeah.
This is better.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyone listening to us, if you join and the story is not right, I'm not going to lie to you that hey, you did well, and then like you go to the visa interview and you are denied. Don't feel like I'm grilling you. If you are answering a question, these are the thoughts that goes to the visa officer's mind. Oh, she's staying in Qatar. She wants to go back to Nigeria, but she doesn't have any job in Nigeria. What will make her go back? Does she have strong ties to her home country? Does she have present intent to exit the United States? No. For her previous answer, she actually had intent for staying in the United States because she has no business in Nigeria, nor does she have a business in Qatar.
So I should go with the second one, right?
Yeah, the one that we just came up with, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Any other question?
Yes, I'm coming. So you mentioned that your dad is going to support with your repayment while you're in school, so you don't have to think about it. What if your dad withdraws his financial support? How will you pay your monthly interest rate during your program of study?
I did not get the first line of the question.
So you mentioned that your dad is going to help you pay the monthly
Yes.
interest rate, right? I'm saying that what if your dad
Yes.
withdraws his financial support? How are you going to pay the monthly interest rate?
Okay. My dad have been supporting me through school up to this moment, and I believe he would always continue to be doing that because he has a steady income, and also I have some personal savings from my working also, which I have the proof here too.
Yeah, so you stick to your personal savings, right, in dollars. And as much as you mentioned your dad financing your student loan, then you want to say how much your dad is earning.
Yeah, I mentioned that previously that he has 15 workers in his private company, and he earns $80,000 annually.
So someone is on the call, but they don't want to speak, and they sent me feedback for your thing. She said you left Nigeria for Qatar, and you think you will leave USA for Qatar. Let's be realistic here. Living and working in Qatar itself means you are not connected to your home country.
Okay, I don't understand that.
So, like, what we are trying to find a reason and create a strong ties to your home country, right?
Yeah.
Now, saying that you return to Qatar, the person giving me a second thought, I feel like you already left Nigeria, right? So obviously you don't have strong ties with Nigeria, right? So
I have my family there,
yeah.
and I've also been to UAE, and I've been to UAE. I stayed there for a while, for some years, and I'm currently in Qatar. So
Okay, so I think with your travel history, you can
yeah.
say that
And
you
I've been to
travel.
Benin
You
Republic,
okay?
so and
Listen.
I left
Okay,
also. Yeah,
I think that you can
I
say that.
mentioned that in my
Yeah,
DS-160
yeah.
also.
I think that you can say that you travel a lot, but after your master's degree, you plan to go back to your home country to do what answer we came up with the second one. So to work with Nigeria cybersecurity, like always, if you mention the states, the ministry, the state ministries, they
Yeah.
don't expect you to say that you have a job offer with the state ministries. Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can say that you're coming to work with the Nigeria. I don't know which institution in Nigeria deals with cybersecurity. And also because you have been traveling, now you have decided to join your family back in Nigeria. So now you are giving two reasons why you are coming back to Nigeria: your family and the fact that you want to work with the Nigerian cybersecurity to solve a particular problem. So now we are looking for a problem in Nigeria you want to solve and a solution you want to solve. Do you get it?
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't think we are
Yes,
being
yes,
too.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I'll approve your visa. You just need to get the
No,
strong
no, no,
ties
no.
to your.
That's the essence of the call. That's the essence of the call. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll approve your visa.
I
I
prefer
think
getting things than the okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like you have to develop strong ties with your home country. You've lived in UAE before. You are currently living in Qatar. That means that you actually don't even stay in a
Yeah.
particular place for long. So I like the fact that you don't stay in a particular place for long. Now you want to move from the US to Nigeria because you have come to secure a master. So after your master's degree, you have decided to join your family back in Nigeria. But first, you may want to make that session that you do travel a lot. You stayed in the UAE and you stayed in Qatar. Currently, you are planning to work with the Nigerian cybersecurity agency, and then also join your family back in Nigeria. Then maybe you will say that your dad is in Nigeria or your family is in Nigeria. So it makes perfect sense if you are going back to Nigeria and you are going to work in a state institution. Just find a problem in the state institution and then find a solution to the problem you have identified.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I think apart from that, your student loan, your dad is helping you pay. So if they ask you what if your dad withdraws his support, you will say that your dad has been committed to sponsoring you from a time now. So you know your dad has the continued commitment to sponsor you while you're in school.
Any need to mention my personal saving?
No, if your dad is sponsoring, your personal saving didn't play a role when you mentioned it. But now you mentioned it, I wanted to know which amount. So you can just leave it out. Your dad is the strong sponsor. It's your dad and not an uncle. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. That took a while. Hello, Vincent. Are you ready to be interviewed?
Yeah, hello, good evening. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was just scrolling through my YouTube and then I saw this channel, and I think, yeah, I'm also preparing for this US F1 visa. So I decided to join and then do a
Yeah.
mock interview for the very first time.
Okay. Yeah, thank you
Yeah,
for passing by today. So I think you observed how we were being on the neck of Uness, and it's not in a hostile place, right? We are just trying to make sure that you get your stories right before you
sure,
go for the
sure.
F1 interview. Okay, so how are you
Uh,
finding your studies, Vincent?
uh, I have been awarded a graduate research assistantship, which
Give
includes a
me a pause.
stipend of,
Someone made a good comment about Uness. But if her dad earns 80K annually, why is he not sponsoring the education rather than allowing her to take a loan? How sure is she her father is going to help her pay the loan? I I think it well, even though her dad is making 80K, probably the dad is not in a financial capacity to sponsor her right now. So it makes sense that she got the loan. But for the dad to say that she's going to help her pay the loan means that I think it makes sense. Yeah.
Can I say something?
Okay.
Just in case it comes up, that
Mm-hmm.
question comes up, I want to also put the loan in this form, like taking up a responsibility and to see that I push through, like just shine a positive light on why I'm taking the loan. Like it's not out of necessity, but just to show that I'm also a responsible person.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. Yeah, because that's the only way you can justify that your dad makes that amount and you still went for the loan. You want to assume a sense of responsibility, but that your dad will help you pay the loan. And then once you are done with school, you pay the loan yourself. So more or less, you want to take the credit for financing yourself through a master's degree. Yeah. Okay, Vincent, let's go. How are you paying? How are you funding your education?
I have been awarded a graduate research assistantship by the University of Vermont, which includes a stipend of $33,280 per year, a full tuition scholarship, and then 100% comprehensive health insurance coverage. This financial support will be enough to cover all my education and living expenses, which will make me focus solely on my studies.
Okay, so if I get your story right, you don't have a deficit, correct?
Yeah, I don't have a deficit.
Why did you choose the program of study and what is your major?
Okay, so I am going to pursue a PhD program in plant sciences with specialization in applied chemical ecology at the University of Vermont. So first, I chose this university because of its strong reputation in agriculture and plant sciences, and then also their commitment to sustainability and the interdisciplinary research environment. Also, I met one professor, Yolanda Cheng, who has expertise in plant insect interactions, agroecology, and then researching on a interest perfectly aligns with my academic and career aspirations. And so, upon having communication with her, I decided to apply to the university and pursue my PhD under her guidance.
Okay. Why the US and not any other country in the world?
So, the USA has a strong reputation when it comes to agriculture, and then also it has top-notch research facilities and leading experts in the world when it comes to chemical ecology, where I want to specialize. And then having all these resources at my disposal is going to contribute significantly to my academic and research development.
Okay, I think you can also say that the EU has a very strong commitment to sustainability, right? And then
Yeah.
this is just my thought. And right now we have a lot of concerns about plant life, deforestation, and those kind of stuff. So like US is a good place, but like along that lines, you choose a hot topic and discuss that one. So the hot topic is sustainability. So with US being one of the leading countries in sustainability, like learning from the US would be a good bet.
Okay, I get you, but my specialization specifically has to do with insect science. So I am studying crop protection and pest management. So I can still make the argument in that regard.
Yeah, the one you made was correct. Yeah, I was just saying something you can add. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you.
Okay, what challenges have you read about the US and how do you plan to overcome these challenges?
Uh, One of them is the issue regarding weather because I come from Ghana, and then in Ghana we are in the tropics, but the USA, especially Vermont, is very cold with a lot of snow and cold weather. So I have spoken with my supervisor and then some international students I have come across through webinars and all of that. And then I've been advised to get proper clothing that is going to protect me, especially during this winter season, during winter seasons. Yeah. And then also,
Okay.
uh, is my answer
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, it's
Because I
okay.
wanted to say
But
something in addition,
okay,
something in connection to
let's listen to you.
diversity and inclusivity. So, and then besides that, also, I think the US and then particularly the University of Vermont's commitment to diversity and inclusivity will create an enabling environment for me to thrive.
Yeah, I think that's a good point too.
All right.
Vincent, what are your plans after school?
So after pursuing this PhD program in plant sciences and specializing in applied chemical ecology, I know I will be getting advanced knowledge and research skills that will make me an expert in chemical ecology. And besides that, also, this program will prepare me for a future role as a university professor and a researcher, contributing to sustainable agriculture, uh, food security, and then sustainability. And besides that, also, I have a consultancy in crop protection and pest management, which I believe that this program will give me the needed technical and soft skills where I can upskill and expand, and for my agency to become one of the leading uh, agencies in the country, Ghana.
Okay, so you said a lot, but you just mentioned Ghana at the end of your sentence. So if you get a
Okay.
hostile VO that cuts you in, you might not know which location you are planning to come back to, right? So and
Okay.
whenever you want, we are asked your what are your plans after school, and then also you have mentioned on the channel that you want to avoid. I think I know, I am
Okay.
assuming.
Okay.
So I think
Okay.
when I asked you what are your plans after school, you said I think you said I know I would have acquired advanced knowledge. So for sure, if you do a PhD, you have acquired advanced knowledge. So it's not a matter of I know. After my program, I would have acquired advanced knowledge to go back to Ghana to assume the position of a lecturer in University of Ghana or in University of Winneba. Also, I do have a personal consultancy for pest and that does. So with the skills that you have come to acquire, you are going to implement these skills into your consultancy business. That will make your business one of the thriving consultancies for this and this in Ghana.
Okay. I want to answer this question again so that maybe you pay attention and give me. I just want to wrap my head around something.
Okay.
Okay, so the PhD program at the University of Vermont will provide me with advanced knowledge and innovative research skills in plant insect interaction, biochemistry, agroecology, and biological data science, which are essential for my aspirations to become an applied chemical ecologist. Also, this expertise will prepare me for a future career as a university professor and a researcher to contribute to innovative agriculture, food security, and sustainability upon my return to my country, Ghana. Or I still took the Ghana to the last end. Oh God. Is it okay? But I think I have to find a way to bring the Ghana earlier, like you
Listen,
recommended or you
okay, so
suggested.
what are your plans after school? After school, I plan to return back to Ghana. That one,
Okay.
Ghana has come before you say
Yeah.
any other thing because
Then
your
okay.
story is different right now. You see, for Uness, most of her questions were also about why. So the oh, someone said hi, Amy. I would suggest you make use of Google Meet. It's more accommodating and it's just a voice. Okay. Mm. Yeah, I don't like the Google Meet because it's just people in my circle that, like Vincent just said that he was going through YouTube and he found the channel. So with Google Meet, it's just a couple of people in your circle that's able to find you. Like if you don't share the link on WhatsApp, the person does not find you. That's why I'm using the YouTube Live. So with the YouTube Live, this StreamYard helps people to come on and talk. I don't know if I'm making some sense. Sadikami. Yeah, so Vincent, you want to say after school, I plan to return back to Ghana, right?
Okay.
Then you say the other thing because some of these visa
Yes.
officers
Okay.
may be having a bad day. And then for you, I'm saying your
Yeah.
story is different because you have funding. So this is not the time you are going to
Yeah.
ask you what are your repayment plan? What are your no. Your question is,
Yeah.
are you
I
going
get
to
it.
come back after school? Do you have, so
Okay.
we talked about the 214B on Monday, Tuesday or Monday. And then with the 214B is the denial letter that is given to every non-immigrant visa applicant, right? So on the 214B, some of them list a couple of things. It said you have to have a present intent to exit the US after school. So if
Okay.
someone is denying, it means that the person might not have satisfied that requirement. So you that you have funding, and one of the reasons on the denial letter is also you must be able to fund yourself. So you are out of that category. You have full funding. Now you have to find a strong story that tells me that you have a present intent of exiting the US after school. Whether that is true or
Okay.
not, we don't know. Do you get
All
it?
right. Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
I do. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I think that you want to say I'm planning to return back to Ghana. Then you add the. Did you do a research assistantship or something in Ghana?
Yeah, when I finished my first degree, so I actually have a first degree and a master's. When I finished my first degree, I was a TA. When I was doing my master's, I was a graduate research assistant.
So you
And
know
then
what?
after my master's, yeah,
To um sorry, how am I able to speak or how do I raise my hand? So in YouTube, you don't raise your hand. I'm still navigating this YouTube. You can type in the chat and then or you can join the link to speak. So if you want to speak, you can join the link to speak. Okay, hands. I've pinned a link. So anytime you want to speak, you can join the link to speak or use the chat. So Vincent, you've been a research assistant before, you've been a graduate assistant before in Ghana.
Yeah.
So you want to go back to that department and become a professor. Like, it's that simple. We don't have to be,
Okay.
yeah.
It
And
makes
that's
sense.
like, so let's say if you go to the visa officer, people do say that I plan to set up my own consultancy. Now I've done videos on how to prove where you are coming to work after school, or proving strong ties to your home country. Me, as a master's graduate, if I say I'm coming back to my home country to set up a business, is it feasible? Right? Because once I start looking into the plan, how much money do I need? Do I need a venture capital? Do I need this? Then you realize you realize the blockages. So it becomes hard for you to accomplish that mission. Do you get it?
Okay.
So we are looking at something that you can easily do. Like, you've done a research assistant in this department, you've been a graduate assistant in this department. It's easy that you've worked there, and so they know you, and you are coming back to assume the position of a lecturer in that department.
Okay. All right. I was
And then you
saying that
can also
because
bring your consultancy as a side job. But if you are a professor, it means consultancy is basically more or less like a side job. It's not a main thing.
yeah. Okay.
So after school, I plan to come back to Ghana, where I will assume the role of a professor. Um, I have done a research assistantship, and I've been a graduate assistantship in this department, and there is the need for a professor in this and this and that. So always with your strong ties to your home country, you want to find a problem and provide a solution. So once there was the need, you have secured the degree. Now you are providing the solution by becoming that lecturer.
Okay. Makes so much sense.
Yes, I hope it does. Yeah. Hans, because you said you wanted to speak, I've added you to the call. Now you can unmute and speak. I think he dropped again. Yeah, because Google Meet, Vincent wouldn't have found the link. That's why I prefer the YouTube. And it brings more visibility to the channel. That's the only reason. Yeah. Someone said the network is terrible. Yeah, I do understand. Yeah, so Vincent, your funding story, you might not even get question about your funding story. Once the visa officer has the I-20 and knows that you have full funding, they just want to explain how you have your full funding, right? And then why
Yeah.
you chose the program will be a good question, because you have
Okay.
funding, but are you able to complete the program? Like, people have funding and they don't have interest in the program and they quit. So why you chose the program will be a good thing. Also, why you chose the program, you want to emphasize a problem you found and a solution to the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, you want to establish strong ties to your home country. So even in my YouTube videos, I do say that even if they've not asked you what are your plans after school, why this program, you can still say, I chose this program because I want to solve a certain problem in Ghana. So even though the person didn't ask you what are your plans after school, you always have the opportunity to tell them you are returning back to Ghana. Like, that's the constant thing you have to keep saying until it gets into my mind as a visa officer.
Okay.
Because we all know that there are areas of opportunities in the US. Obviously, it's not a perfect place like we assume it, but it's a bed of roses. So if you don't have a reason for coming back, you will stay. Even when we have reasons, we all know it. You get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I let me ask you questions that are not frequently asked. Let me see how you've prepared.
Wow.
What would you do if you face discrimination or cultural misunderstanding in the US?
Okay. Let me wrap my head around this. So there is an office for international students or office that deals
Exactly.
with
This
issues
is
with.
what I wanted you to mention,
Okay.
because it just says that this assesses your maturity and your ability to handle potential social challenges. So if this is more for you than you can always contact the International Students Office. You can also make use of you can make use of um mental, US is big on the mental health,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
career counseling, the coaching, the mentorship. So you can
Yeah.
actually fall on your mentor or your professor who you are going to work close with, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me see your answer.
So, oh, okay. So, okay, let me phrase it very well. So, personally, I have, because of my experience, my professional experience, I have had interactions with people from different backgrounds and cultures. And then, if I get to the US and I'm faced with a challenge that I can't comprehend on my own, I intend to contact the International Students Office or office in charge of diversity and inclusivity to help me get around that
Yeah.
without any mental stress to me.
Yeah, and then everyone on this call, these questions can be given to you. So his answer is very good. You want to pick a thing or two from his answer. So if you want to know the question again, the question I asked is what would you do if you face discrimination or cultural misunderstanding in the US? Vincent, you did mention that you have worked with diverse people, right? So you can say that because you have worked with diverse people, you are more accommodating to these things, right? And these things
Yeah.
are not new to you, so you are more accommodating should be the word. I've worked with
Okay.
diverse group of people, and I've learned to be more accommodating to diverse group of people. With this, even if you don't mention your professor or the school, it's just telling your maturity, right? Because like
Yeah.
yesterday at work, someone was talking to me and he said, you think because I'm a black ass nigga, like and it took the white people like this, right? And then to me, like someone saying black ass nigga, it just um shows your tolerance level. So this question was to assess your maturity.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Okay.
also I've mentioned that anytime a question is asked, quickly you want to know why this question is asked. What is the visa officer looking for? So if I ask you, if you face discrimination in the US, what are you going to do? Are you going to go on your bed and cry? So quickly you want to know that this question is just talking about your tenacity and your
Yeah.
maturity,
Yeah.
right?
Resilience. Yeah.
Resilience to thrive, because there are lot of things that we don't talk about. Like how can you like the person is going to face their own share of saying black ass nigger at work, but you face diverse things and you're like, ooh, like things happen at work and you're like, okay, like is that diverse? And these questions are real, so they want to know how prepared you are.
Okay. All right. I got it.
Yeah. So okay, so I think this question: how would you adjust to the different teaching methods and academic expectations in the US?
Kindly repeat the question. I didn't get you
How will
clearly.
you adjust to the different teaching methods and academic expectations in the US?
Did you say different teaching methods?
Yeah. So the US,
Oh, okay.
they know that in most of our parts of the world, you do a midterm exams and then you do the final exam. But the US is a system where you use Canvas. Most of us international students have been exposed to Canvas, and it's a weekly thing. Like every week you have an assignment, right? So if a visa
Okay.
officer asks you that how are you going to adapt to the US teaching methods? It's a fair question for the person to ask. So the person is asking to examine your adaptability and your readiness for a different educational environment.
Okay.
Yeah, so you want to
Okay.
wrap a question around that. But Vincent, your visa interview marks may not be as hard as I just made it, because you have funding and there's no more
Okay.
questions. But then most of the time, once they like you have funding, they try to go the harder way. If you get a visa officer that is strong headed, but someone will also just ask you a question or two and you are good to go. Personally, I was
Oh,
asked two questions because I was a MasterCard scholar, and then like we had it was a full scholarship, comprehensive, everything was paid for. So they just asked me what are my plans after school. And that's why I wanted
okay.
us to draft a very strong story about your plans after school.
Plans after school. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I get it. But how would you answer the question you asked me about teaching methods? I want you to give me clues to that.
So for the teaching method, I would say that um I've read about, let's say I'm just also trying to put together something. So I've read about or I've started reading about the teaching and learning experience in the US, and I have come across the fact that it is a system that has to do with weekly assignments, than my home country. With the research, I've learned that I have to utilize um timekeeping tools like phone reminders, Excel sheet to keep track of my to keep track of my assignments and research responsibilities that I have to do. So am I making some sense? I'm just lost. Yeah, so like my point is that you want to exhibit that you have done research about the system, and it's not like she's asking you a strange question. You know that the system is different from that's the one that you are used to. So you make use of um time management skills, right?
Okay.
Or
Okay.
time management tools like phone reminders and Excel sheets to keep track of the assignments you have, and then come up with a steady plan that will help you cope with this system.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's better
That's
than being numb, like not saying
yeah.
anything to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'll read about that to fine tune and answer for myself. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'll approve your visa. If you have full funding there, Charlie, it's not easy. So
Thank you very much. All right. Do you do this every day,
yeah,
same
I do.
time?
Yeah, I do this every day. Today I don't have work, so I did it at 12. Sometimes if I toggle between 9 p.m. GMT and 7 p.m. GMT.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
but I've been doing this from last week. So
All right.
tomorrow like this we are on the call.
Okay. That's
So
fine.
the
I'll
only
try to
thing,
join
yeah, yeah,
every
yeah,
time. Yeah.
yeah, it's just a constant practice, and then once you know people's story, because we have also seen transcript that people have full funding and they've been denied, right? So you just
Okay.
want to make sure you are constantly practicing. Like we don't have to be complacent until we have gotten the visa, because I
Okay.
did.
Yeah.
I was a
True.
Mastercard scholar. We were a group of 40 people for the visa interview, and we still got one or two people. Like even for Mastercard previous years, we still had every batch. We still had a couple of people that were denied when other 40 people have been approved their visa.
Approved.
So you just want to, even with the full funding, right? So you just want to
Yeah.
close the loop around answering your questions. Sometimes it's the way you answer your questions that generates other questions.
Okay.
Yeah, so you plan to set up a business. Um, is the business existing already? No, the business is not existing. So what is my conviction that you come back to set up this business? So just because
Okay.
you answered that you want to set up this business, that is why I'm asking you, is the business existing? So you want to answer questions in a way that it doesn't open loops for other questions.
Okay. But generally, what is your assessment with my flow and all of that? Is it okay?
Yeah, I mean, I think the confidence level is good and the flow is good. Tomorrow, I'm going to have, tomorrow is Friday. Yeah. I have a friend who is a male, so maybe that will also help if you want to join tomorrow. For me, the confidence level was good, and then the way you answered the questions were good until I asked the non frequently asked questions. So you want to prepare
Okay.
around that one too.
Okay. All right. Sure. Thank
Okay,
you very much.
no problem.
Mhm.
Sally, are you ready to be interviewed? Yeah, so if you are not in my WhatsApp group, the way you get the notification for the YouTube live is to subscribe to the channel so that you get and turn on notification, and then you get the notification when I start the live. So if you have not subscribed, please do well to subscribe to the channel, and then you can share the link to people who are pursuing this dream with you. It is possible. If you come on the live and I give negative comments, it's not because I'm trying to be hard. I'm just trying to make sure that you craft a better story for your visa interview. Okay. Sally, are you ready to be interviewed?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Tell me about your funding.
Okay, so I have a scholarship of $2,600, and
Okay.
my deficit is 20,000. This is
Okay.
my second attempt.
Okay, so first of all, I want to state that the fact that you've been denied previously doesn't mean you are going to be denied this time. And also, I'm sure you have done your reassessment of yourself to know why your first visa was denied, right? They gave you the 214B, and then you saw that you have to exhibit strong ties to your home country by having a present intent of returning after school. You have to have a present intent of going to the US solely for the purpose of study, you have to be able to fund yourself. So then I'm going to ask you, how are you funding your deficit?
So I'll be funding my deficit in two ways. Aside the scholarship, I've paid half of my tuition for starting the online semester. That's the spring. Also, the remaining will be catered by my uncle, who happens to be the general manager of J&J Technical Services. He also owns 3 hostels at UDSA where he puts up for rent. And my workplace too has given me a steady leave with pay, where I'll be using that money for any extra costs that may arise during my stay in the US.
Sally, so I asked you, how are you funding your deficit? Your scholarship was not huge, so you repeated that. Aside the scholarship, okay, aside the scholarship, bring how to arrange this one. Bring the steady leave with pay first, right? I know for the way you said it, it looks like the steady leave with pay is not huge, but if you have steady leave with pay, you want to bring it first. You have been awarded a steady leave with pay to study this program in the United States. That will help you, like help you, right? So you bring the steady leave with pay first. And did you say you paid your fees already? If you are
Yes,
not
I've paid half of my
yourself,
tuition. I've paid half of my tuition.
so how did you pay your tuition? Because if you have paid your tuition and I don't grant you your visa, your money is waste. So how did you pay your tuition?
So during the spring semester, they gave me the opportunity to start online in hopes that I will get an earliest available date for my visa interview. But I wasn't getting, and the earliest date I had is July. So it made me take all the semester courses, the spring semester courses online.
So your story is that you have already started school.
Yes, yes.
Mm, okay. So my thoughts. Right now, the deficit of the 26,000 is for the upcoming year, right?
Come again.
The deficit is for the coming year or the present year.
The deficit is for this year, but I've already taken the spring semester online, and I've paid half of the tuition.
So you've paid out half of the tuition. So the deficit is half of the money or what?
Yes.
So then, so what deficit is on your I-20 right now?
Okay, they wrote 20,000.
Yeah. So you know what? You paid half of your tuition, doesn't matter because it just creates a lot of confusion, right? Your deficit is 20,000 on the I-20. How are you funding that 20,000 on your I-20?
Oh, okay. So it's going to be funded by my stepfather, and also
Like,
I've been.
do you get my question?
Yes, I get it.
Yeah, because right now I got so confused about why you started the program. You paid half. How did you fund it? Like I just said to the person before you that you don't have to answer questions in a way that brings a lot of questions. All of a sudden, you got me so confused. Because if you have started the program online, why should I grant you a visa if you can complete the program in online? Do you get it?
Yes.
Unless the visa officer finds out that you started the program online, you shouldn't say that you started the program online, because then my question is going to be, why are you not going to why are you going to the US if you can do the program online?
Okay, so my nursing course is actually both theoretical and the practical aspects. And I
Yeah,
started with the theoretical.
so if the person asks you this, like if they find out on your I-20 you are a continuing student, then you can say that, like, the reason you are giving me right now makes sense. You need a theory and a practical. So you've done most of the theory online and now you need the practical aspect. But for your funding on your I-20, you recently have
Okay.
20,000 as a funding, right? So you don't need to say that you have paid half. How are you funding
Yes.
that 20,000 that I can see on your I-20? Correct?
Okay. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. So how are you funding the 20,000?
Okay, so my stepfather, who happens to be the general manager of J&J Technical Services, he also owns 3 hostels at UDSA where he puts up for rent and earns an annual income of $90,000. I've also been awarded with a steady leave with pay where I'll be using it for any extra costs that may arise during my stay in the US.
Example, like simple. Yeah, simple. This makes more sense than the answer you gave me that you are paid half, and it just got me confused. You don't want to confuse the visa officer as well. Yeah,
Okay,
so you want to state your stepfather's annual. So because today I've been asking the question, what if your stepfather withdraws his financial support? I'm asking you a question like a visa officer. What if your stepfather withdraws his financial support?
yeah, I haven't thought of.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So for this one, you want to say that your stepfather has funded you through your education up to this point, and then you believe. I don't want you to say you believe. So you are assured of your stepfather's continued support for the duration of this program. You are assured of his continued support for the duration of this program. Okay?
okay,
Yeah. So you want to state the fact that the person has been committed to sponsoring you for a time now, and then you are assured of their continued support.
okay.
Okay. Also, what are your plans after school?
So, with the skills that I'll be acquiring from this degree, I'll be taking up a senior role of a nursing officer at where I'm currently working. That's Ahmadiyya Teaching Hospital. And I'll be using the skills acquired to train the nurses so that we can provide better healthcare services pertaining to maternal health delivery in order for us to improve the health system for people living in the rural areas in Ghana.
Yeah, I think you found the solution. You found the problem. You found the solution. My only point is that that's a huge problem in Ghana. So in Ghana, we have this problem of like state the problem clear, right? That's a huge problem. We see people in the rural areas giving birth on the floor and all of that. Also, you don't want to downplay your home country at the expense of elevating the US, but you want to state emphatically the problem the mothers are facing and why you want to solve this problem. Okay,
Okay.
okay. Convince me to approve your visa.
Okay, officer. Approving this visa will be doing me a very great favor. I'll be able to
I'm
pursue
not
my
doing you a
bachelor's.
favor by granting you this visa. I'm not doing you a
Okay,
favor
so
by
approving
so
this visa would
yeah, approving this
approving this
visa
visa
will
would
enable
help me
me. Yeah,
at will help me attain my bachelor's degree at Dickinson State University in the US. And I'll be using this degree to take up a senior role at Ahmadiyya Teaching Hospital where I'm currently working. And I'll use the skills acquired to train the nurses so that we can help provide quality health services pertaining to maternal health delivery to improve the health sector for people living in the rural areas when
yeah,
I return back in Ghana.
yeah. So I think that's a better answer. And I like your problem is so specific. Maternal health delivery in the rural areas. So if you are on the call, you can. I'm sure most of us are understanding how better her problem sounds, right? It sounds like she knows what she's into. So if you are finding a problem, you can find a problem as specific as this, and then come up with a solution why you want to study this program. Okay. Tell me some of the challenges you've read about the US and how you are going to cope with these challenges.
Okay, so with cultural diversities, and having worked in a rural area and with my career of being a nurse, I've come into contact with different kind of people from different backgrounds, and I've been able to relate with them and also tolerate them. So when I get to the US, I would also try and learn from their culture and also help to mingle myself among them.
She's laughing. Yeah, I think that sounds better. Like we someone also just said that they've interacted with a huge ton of people from different angles of life, and so it has increased your tolerance level, and you believe that your past experiences will help you cope with the cultural diversities in the US.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any siblings in the US?
Yes. My brother, who is on F1 visa, is currently about
So you
completing his
don't want to
bachelor's.
state which visa your brother is on until the visa officer has asked you, but the person's your biological brother, correct?
Yes.
You put it on the DS-160.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you want to say your brother. Do you have relatives in the US? Yes. Your brother is currently in the US. I didn't want you to state the visa, but because the person is not a US citizen, I think yeah, you can use it. But usually if you have a US citizen relative, or even if you say your somebody's in the US, you quickly want to state that yes, my brother is in the US studying for this program, but I plan to come back, because the only reason I'm asking do you have relatives is that are your relatives going to be an enablement for you to stay in the US? Are your relatives going to aid you to stay in the US after school? Do you get it?
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe your brother who is currently studying this program and has a business in Ghana. So you are making sure your brother is returning, and you also want to state you are returning as well.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're on the if you're on the call and I say anything and you have any point of view, please drop it in the comments so that we can all learn together.
So please, can I say what I have?
Yeah.
So my brother, you said I shouldn't state the F1
The,
visa.
I mean, because he's not a citizen, you can state it. Yeah.
Okay. So my brother, who is on F1 visa, is currently about completing his bachelor's degree in computer science at Michigan State University, and he's a fully funded student. And during last 2 years, he came to Ghana. He took an offer at Ghana Innovative to be their senior software engineer, and he'll be returning back immediately after completion to take up that role.
Perfect. Yeah. Someone said I think stating it helps. Yeah. But if the person's a citizen, like I feel like no, it doesn't help. So you have a brother in the US, but you don't say he's a green card holder or he's a citizen. No. But this person is steady. You mentioned that they have an offer in Ghana, so that sounds good. He has strong ties to Ghana. He's planning to come back to Ghana. Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
Sally, I'll be approving your visa.
Thank you. I'll
Um.
join again tomorrow.
Okay. Abdul, Abu Baka, who is ready? Abdul Abubakar Comfort, who is ready? Please unmute and let's go.
Emmy,
Yes.
please can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So I am not entirely prepared to run an interview, but I just would want your advice on. I'm now putting my information and my stories together on
Okay.
my funding status, the information I have, whether it would be appropriate and
Okay.
stand a good advantage or something.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't have a funding at all.
Mm.
I have a deficit of 29,340. That's about $30,000, right? And so I've been working more than a decade now, close to about 15 years of work. And so I would be funding about $25,000 of the deficit myself.
Mhm.
And then my interested uncle also in my affairs would be supporting me with the remaining living expenses, and then still enough about $5,000. I don't know whether it's a good story financially.
So you have your personal statement. Comfort, can you please mute yourself?
Oh.
Oh, yeah. So Hans, you are using your own personal statement, right? Bank statement.
Yes, yes, I
And
have
then
both a CD account and a dollar account.
Okay.
put together.
So yeah, you just have to show them your bank statement. So anytime you are using yourself as a funding, you want to highlight on who you are as a person, because
Hmm.
$30,000 is not easy, right? But you've
Yeah,
worked, and it makes sense that over 10 years or 15 years you have that huge sum of money. But you want to
yeah.
highlight yourself as a person. So now, how are you funding your studies? I My studies will be funded by my personal funds. I have worked over a span of let's say I've worked over a span of 10 years, and I've accrued this amount of money. So you want to state the amount of money, and then you want to state so that the visa officer can know the equivalence of your deficit. So your deficit is, let's say, 30,000, and then you have saved about because your uncle is funding you, how much is on your bank like how much dollar are you using to fund yourself?
I have about $15,000,
Yes.
and
Okay.
then
So,
yeah, Ghana cedi equivalent about $10,000.
mhm. Okay. And
So from my own coffers, it's about $25 in all, and
yeah,
my
so you
uncle will be
have
taking
bank
about
statements of
4,000 something.
$25,000, and your
Yes,
uncle also gave you a bank statement, right?
yes. I mean, he had given me a huge bank statement, almost about more like $90,000. But he's just uh, supporting me with my miscellaneous and then part of the living expenditure for 5,000. But he has a big chunk in his account as well.
Okay, so you want to say that your studies will be funded by your personal funds of $25,000. So now clearly in my mind as a visa officer, you are just left with $5,000. But also your uncle, who has been an integral part of your education, like at this point that's what you want to say, even though they have not funded your education
Yeah,
before, right? Who has
yeah,
been an integral part of your education, has is committed to sponsoring the remaining of your deficit. So even though you have a $25,000, we know that after $25,000 you are going to have other expenses. So even though it's $5,000 difference now, right, from your deficit, you need more than $5,000 to survive, because you are
yeah,
not using all your money to fund yourself, and you don't have any money, right? So you want to talk
yeah.
about yourself as much as you talk about your father. So your education will be funded by your personal self with a bank with a funds of $25,000, and the remaining, so now you don't say 5,000 or something. If I say remaining, your remaining of
Okay,
the remaining of your deficit will be funded by your uncle, who has been an integral sponsor in your education up to this point. And then you want to state, when you say your personal funds, you want to state that you have worked over 15 years, and then that is why you have that amount of money. So you've worked over 15 years, and then quickly you want to say that maybe your work has given you like um you are coming back to work or something. Because now my question is, why would you use your entire savings to fund yourself? What is your interest in the US? Like, do you get it? So once your
hmm,
story is not full funding, so I'm saying a lot of things, but I hope you get me. So first, you want to accept the person that you are to get that $25,000, and now you want to say your remaining is funded by your uncle, who has been an integral part of your education up until now. And then what was my other point? I was trying to make 3 points. And then you plan to come back to work in a certain company. So quickly, you are
yeah,
using your funds to sponsor yourself, but you have strong ties to your home country. It's not like you want to work and then get the money back after school.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'll create the sense of the fact that I'll come back
Yeah,
to
yeah.
um,
That's
to
very
get
important. You are when
yeah,
it's
a superior position,
yeah, yeah.
to vie
In
for a
your
superior
parents' place of
position
work.
in my
Yeah.
current place of work.
Yeah, if you are
Yeah,
okay to mention it to the visa, if you come on the call, you don't have to mention your current place of work. But then if you are
yeah,
okay to mention it to the visa officer, it just gives me the assurance that you are funding yourself. Maybe most of the time you say that you are funding yourself to take up a higher role, which means that it will give you more
yeah,
money to even save more, right? Or you are funding yourself to take up a promotion. So quickly Without, once you say that okay, so how are you funding your studies, officer? My deficit to be funded by my personal funds of $25,000, and the remaining of my funding will be sponsored by my uncle, who has been an integral part of my education up until now. After completion of my program, I plan to return back to my home country, Ghana, to take up a promotional a higher role, or to take up a promotional role, or to take up a higher role in Ecobank Ghana Limited. Right. So quickly, you
Yes.
have just tied yourself back to Ghana after spending all your savings on school.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. I hope
Thank you.
it
That
makes
works.
sense, right?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah.
So I
But
would
yeah,
add
if you
more
are
flesh
your
so that
funding, means
tomorrow.
yeah, there should be a stake in it for you. Like, you are using all your money because you are taking up a promotion in your current place of work. So yeah, makes sense.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
no problem. I think I have Abu Baka on the call. Abu, are you ready to be interviewed?
Yes,
Quick,
please.
let
I'm
me
ready.
answer Eunice's question. Eunice said, I forgot to ask this. A friend was advised to change his DS 160 from yes, his younger brother is currently studying in the US, to no, he don't have anyone in the US. What is your advice? So for the DS 160, you want to be as honest as possible, right? So if you have a relative in the US, state that you have a relative in the US, because the US has a way of, let's say you have the same mother. My Let's say my sibling is trying to apply to the US, right? My younger sister. Now we have the same father name, we have the same mother name, we have the same last name, and then my sister goes to tell the visa officer that they don't have a sibling in the US. That's questionable, because coincidence happen for last names, but not for us to have the same father and mother. So once they Google something and my name come up, because you are talking the visa officer, they have a computer in front of them and they know what they are looking for. I told them, my sister tells them she doesn't have a relative in the US. They type something and O2 comes up. Her father is O2, my father is O2, my mother is O2, her mother is O2, with the same Christian names. That's questionable. So we advise that for the US 160, you be honest as much as possible to state if you have a sibling in the US. But the only thing people say that lie is that because they know if your brother is in the US, then you might be enabled to have the intention of staying back at the US. So you quickly want to, like, I think Sally or someone that came right now said her brother has gotten an offer back home and they'll go back. So the fact that the reason we tell you not to say you have siblings is because they become enablement to fund your permanent stay or to fund your stay after school in the US. And the intent of the F1 immigrants or non-immigrant visa is for you to come back. So if you are stating that your brother is in the US, then you want to quickly make the assertion that they have something doing in your home country that will make them come back. But there is no reason to lie on your DS 160. Eunice, I hope this answers your question. And then Isaac said, how can I interview? Please, I've pinned the link on YouTube. Join the link to be interviewed. I do this live on YouTube just to make sure that new people discover the channel, because if I'm doing Google Meet, I don't get the new people. It's always the same people, okay? Yeah, but the person is still studying. Yes. Sally's brother is still studying. She said the brother is on F1 visa, right? So he can also explain that the brother is on F1 visa, but they plan to come back to their home country to do this and this and that. All right. Abu, let's go. How are you funding your studies?
Okay. I have secured a partial scholarship which covers 50% of my tuition from Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. So, hello.
Yeah,
So, can I first
don't wait
mention
for the visa
the
officer to
name of
ask
my
you.
school and my deficit?
Yeah, so I
Okay.
asked, how are you funding?
Sorry, I was thinking that maybe. Okay. Sorry, I was thinking that maybe I'll first mention the name of the school that I'll be attending and
No.
like
So how are
deficit that
so how how are you funding your studies? I was able to
Okay.
secure a 50% scholarship from. Then you mentioned the name of your school. The other part of your funding is where the problem is. So I was able to secure a 50% scholarship from the school. That one line is okay, but now you are coming to tell us where the other 50% is coming from.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so
That's
let's
good.
go. Are you ready? How are you funding your studies?
Yes, please. Okay. I've secured a partial scholarship from Southern Illinois University, Adebowale, which covers a significant portion of my tuition. Additionally, my uncle, in the person of Mr. Isha Kamon, has pledged to cover the remaining deficit. He is the CEO of Scrapdock Limited. He is a successful businessman who is into the exportation of aluminium and copper metals to India. His annual income is 97,000 US dollars. This is not going to be his first time of sponsoring someone. He sponsors my sister to study her master's in communication at York University in Canada. She has completed and come back to Ghana working at Lucky TV as a TV presenter. My uncle believes in my academic prowess and my aspiration of becoming the best academic advisor in Ghana to make a meaningful difference in this field.
So your uncle, you said 50% scholarship. You didn't state the amount. So me, I don't know the amount of money. What's the cost of your deficit?
Okay, the tuition is 16,000 and I've secured 8,634 US dollars tuition waiver. So that covers 50% of my tuition.
Hello,
And the
can you
total
hear
cost
me?
of attendance is 32,000.
I can't hear
Hello,
you.
yes, please, I can hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello,
I think he's speaking,
yes,
but I
please, I
can't
can
hear
hear
him. A
you.
call interrupted my system. Hello, Abu Baka.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I can hear you now. So how much is your
All right, okay. My deficit is 26,000 US dollars.
So 2060 you are okay, and then the person earns $93,000. Okay. Um why what is your program of study and why did you choose this program?
Okay. Hello, I can
Yeah.
hear you.
Yeah. What is your program of study and why did you choose this program?
Okay, I'm going to study higher education administration. In my current role as a research assistant at Islamic University College, Ghana, I encounter students who share with me the challenges and they face when it comes to deciding on courses and major that aligns with their career goals. This experience has deepened my interest to pursue higher education administration and will come back to Ghana to assume the role as an academic advisor at Islamic University College to support students navigate them throughout their academic journey.
Okay, so did you mention the program you are coming to study? No. Did you mention the program? Not
Yes,
that.
please. I'm going to study Masters in Higher Education Administration.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So what are your plans after school? You just said you're going to help be an academic advisor, correct? Okay, so what if your uncle reduces
Yes,
financial
please.
support?
Professor Candace Hall, who is my program coordinator, has promised to grant me an assistantship as soon as this visa is being approved. So I've been assured an assistantship if I'm able to, if this visa is approved.
Okay, so this one you
So I'll use that
say
as a
so this one what if your uncle Because your uncle has been an integral part of your academic journey, and you are assured of his continued support for the duration of this program. Make that point first, and then you come to say that your program coordinator um your program coordinator made you know that there is graduate assistantship opportunities for students who are already in the US. This means that once this visa is approved, you are going to get secure assistantship, right? So you are not denying the fact that you are not accepting the fact that your uncle will withdraw his support, but also you have a second option, that is the assistantship, correct?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
please. You are
that's
right. You are
the
right.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
get you. Are right.
So you are assured of your uncle's support, but also the program coordinator. Don't say they promise you.
Yes, please.
Promises fail. Don't say promises fail. So your program provides assistantship for students who are already in the US. So you are planning to
Yes, please.
secure this assistantship once this visa is approved and you have arrived in the US.
Yes, please.
Okay,
Okay.
sounds much better.
Okay. That's
So
good. That's
talked
good.
about,
That's good. I'll take that.
yeah, and then we've talked about your plans after school. Do you have any relatives in the United States?
No, please. I don't have any relative in United States.
Okay. What if you are offered a what if you are given a job offer after school? What will you do?
My school, Islamic University College, I have a bond in the school that upon my completion of this program, I'm to come back to assume the role as an academic advisor at Islamic University College and make a positive impact in education to guide students, support them, navigate them to choose a program that aligns with their career goals.
Okay. So here you want to state that having seen the problems, I mean you started a problem, but the way you started my school. So having seen the troubles or the problems students face in choosing whatever the problem was, right? Having seen the challenges students go through, it has been a passion and a personal commitment to secure this degree, to go back to my home country to help these students. This sounds better, right? You just have to phrase it well.
Yes, please. Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah. Okay, I'll
Yes,
be
please.
approving your visa.
All right. Thank
Um
you. Thank
okay.
you. Okay.
Augustina, are you ready to be interviewed?
Yes, please, I'm ready.
Okay, and then when you are done, we will interview Comfort, and then we will interview Rihan, and then we will end today's session. Um, Augustina, tell me about your funding. How are you funding your deficit?
My employer, the Ashira Methodist Cooperative Credit Union, is sponsoring my education. My employer is taking care of my tuition, my living expenses, and the other expenses. But miscellaneous will be taking care of myself.
So miscellaneous will be taking care of yourself,
Yes,
but your
please.
employer is stronger than yourself. So I don't
Okay.
think that point is necessary. Do you have a
Okay.
statement from your employer that says they are funding you, or do you have a bank statement from them?
I have a letter from my employer stating their commitment to sponsor my education.
Yeah, so sponsoring education includes tuition, everything miscellaneous. So you don't have to say your miscellaneous will also be funded by yourself. So
Yes, please.
my employer is funding my studies, and I plan to come back to my home country, Ghana, to continue working for this employer in the position of this.
Okay.
So quickly, you have spoken about why your company is sponsoring you, and you have spoken about the fact that your company is sponsoring you. Why they are sponsoring you? Because they are going to get you as a skill to come back to work with them, right?
Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Okay. What are your plans after school?
After my education, I plan on coming back to my company, the Ashama Methodist Cooperative Credit Union, to impact the knowledge I've gained in the US at the Nicole State University. to help my employer have an edge over its competitors?
So yeah, personally, this is a good answer, but you always want to be that extra to like state a certain problem your employer is facing that is making them spend dollars to fund you to come and help them solve. So just being
Can I take it again?
yeah, just being at the top of a competitive edge is not like what problem are you coming to solve that will put you on that competitive edge?
So with the sorry, with the um financial sector cleanup that happened a few years ago, it was
That's
as a
the point. Yeah.
it was as a result of mismanagement of customers' funds, and also because customers who were given loans were not able to pay. So with my employer sponsoring me to have an education in the United States at the Nicole State University. Luckily for me, the Nicole State University allows its MBA students to intern at various industries, which the Louisiana Federal Credit Union is included. So with this education, I'll be able to learn how the Louisiana Federal Credit Union operates and how it has been able to maintain its um it has been able to maintain its
Yeah.
company for the
I think
past year.
you have the point. You just have to
Okay,
put it together well.
okay,
Yeah, the thought is good. And then you want to say with the financial cleanup that happened in the financial sector of Ghana. So
yes,
when you say the financial cleanup, it didn't happen across the world. So it happened in Ghana, right? So you want to state that. You didn't say that. You just said
okay,
the financial cleanup that just happened. So you
happened.
want to say that happened in Ghana. This and this and this, that is the reason why your company is sponsoring you. So your problem should be very clear and your solution should be very clear. Okay.
Okay,
So
yes,
why
please.
choose the program of study?
I chose an MBA at the Nicole State University because it will help me to develop a deeper understanding in business principles, which includes finance, marketing, accounting, and business strategy. It will also help me to become a well-rounded, successful, and effective business leader. With this education, I'll be able to network with other professionals around the world.
Okay. So what are your plans after school? Let me look at my questions. So why didn't you choose to study in your home country?
Even though I would have loved to study in my home country, Ghana, a study at the Nicole State University in the United States of America helps me to practice what I've been taught. With this, I'll be able to
In
intern with
Ghana, you
the
can practice what you are taught.
we I don't have an answer for that, please.
I'm trying to think. So you mentioned the curriculum of the school has a part where you do a hands-on internship, right?
Yes,
So
please.
in your quest in researching about Master of Business Administration programs, you chose the so why didn't you study about Ghana? Can be the same as why did you choose this school in the US? Because the
Okay.
school is offering something, right, that other people are not offering. So in my quest to research about Master of Business Administration for higher education, I chose Louisiana State University in the US because its curriculum offers their students an opportunity to get hands-on work experience in the industry sector where I will be able to acquire what skills like hedging financial loss or hedging something, right? To come back
Okay.
to work with this company that is funding me. You mentioned the name of the company. To work with my employer, then you mentioned the name of the company to help them to solve the solution.
Okay.
Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. So that's a question you've not prepared for. I can see that. What will you do if you can't, if your employer tells you after school that they are not able to hire you? Hey,
Actually, I've been recommended for a role as an operations manager in the Ashaiman Methodist Cooperative Credit Union. So I am not sure that.
yeah. So actually, yeah, I think that's a good point. I've been recommended for a role of operations manager, and that's why my company is sponsoring me. So quickly, you didn't even have to think that this question is weird. My company has spent money for me, so you are assured of their continued um support. You are assured of their continued expectation for you to return to the company to work with them.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I've grilled you enough. I'm approving your visa.
Thank
Hmm.
you.
Yeah, so make sure you just get the stories right, and then constant practice will make the stories sound better. Okay,
Yes, please. Thank you so much.
no problem. All right. Comfort has been trying to join so much from the beginning. After Comfort, I'll interview Rehan, and then you do the rest. Um, so Comfort, how are you finding your studies? Okay, Rehan, how are you finding your studies?
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, how are you finding your studies? Good day. How are you doing?
Ma'am, my father is going to covering all my expenses, including tuition fee, accommodation, and living expenses.
What is your cost of attendance?
My yearly tuition fee is $20,906, which will be managed by my father.
Okay. What program are you going to study, and why did you choose this program?
Ma'am, I have applied for bachelor's in computer science, which majors in computation and information system, and security and auditing and information assurance. I have choose this course, which make me the essential skills to become a full stack developer. And back in India, there is a high demand for full stack developer and secure web applications, which will this course will help me to gain essential skills to develop robust and secure web application and making me the valuable asset in the tech industry.
Okay. Um. So, are you planning to work back in India when you are done with school?
Pardon, ma'am.
Are you planning to come back to India to work when you are after school?
Yeah, ma'am. I have a clear intention to come back to India after my bachelor's, because I have a strong commitment to contribute to the technological sector back in India, and I have a strong country and city ties, including my family property ownership.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out. I think yesterday I told you to find a company in the technology industry where you want to work, right? So that you.
Ma'am, I want to. Can
Okay.
I say?
Yeah.
I would like to work as a full stack developer in any leading company such as Amazon India, Wipro, and TCS and Infosys.
Yeah, so you want to state that I didn't have to ask you that. Yeah, and then farm
Okay.
properties, yeah, it's good to say, but you want to make sure you are stating the company in which you want to work. And then you can say that the whole of your family lives in India, and you guys, like, you'd want to come back to stay with them.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay.
Pardon,
Um,
ma'am. What have said?
Yeah, I said you want to state that you are coming back to work in a particular company, because just contributing to the technological sector is so huge, right? So, what is your quota? You are coming back to work with Amazon India, or you are coming back to work with Google India. That's more specific.
Okay, ma'am. I will mention that.
Okay. Um. So, locate me to your school.
My school address is 3640 Colonel Glen Highway, Dayton, Ohio 45435.
What have you learned about the city in which your school is located?
My school is located in Ohio.
What have you learned about the city in which your school is located?
What about my city? Right? Right? Am I right?
So, I'm asking, what have you learned about the city in which your school is located? So personally, my school was located in Phoenix, Arizona. So I'm asking you, what have you learned about Phoenix, Arizona? I have learned that the weather is very hot during the summers, and it goes
Okay,
up
I
to
got it.
degrees. So you just state a fact about the city in which your school is located.
Okay, can I say that?
Yeah.
My school is located in Ohio, where Ohio is also known for its the Wright brother, where they have invented an airplane, and its low cost of living, diverse community peoples, and the weathers in Ohio is typically hot and humid, and winters can be very cold, and precipitation occur year round.
Yeah, so this shows that you have done research about the city in which you are going to stay and you have prepared yourself for that. I like your feedback on that.
Okay, ma'am.
Do you have any relatives in the US?
No, ma'am, I don't have anyone in the US.
And you didn't state it on your DS 160, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm approving your visa.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, can you rate my performance out of scale 10?
Yeah, I think your performance for today is better than the other ones. The stories are coming together. Your dad is funding your bachelor's degree. My only problem, and this feedback was from yesterday too, that you just need to stick to a particular company that you want to work with, so that you are
Yeah,
more,
ma'am. It's
your,
Amazon and
yeah,
Infosys.
yeah, so that you are more specific with your ties to your hometown. So I think on a scale of 10, I didn't have much feedback, so I'll do 8.
8. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what make me improve? Like any feedback for me?
So just when I asked you which city, what tell me about the our city in which you located, you just told me your school is in Ohio. I'm thinking you got that question wrong before I had to explain, and the visa officer will not ask you to explain, right? They will just take their notes, and then when the other feedback that I said,
Yes,
with
Amazon company, right?
that's taking my 2 points. Yeah, the
Okay, ma'am.
confidence is good. Yeah.
And my rate of speech and my
Yeah, the
pauses and
rate,
full stops.
maybe I would say for the rate of speech, if you want to slow down, that's fine. Just make sure you are speaking clearly that the visa officer can understand you.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am.
no problem. Quintus. Hi, Quintus. Quintus, sorry. Oh, okay. Quintus is asking for my WhatsApp number. All right, so with no one on the line right now, I'm going to end the live session. We are meeting tomorrow. We have a guest speaker for tomorrow. So you want to make sure that you are showing up to learn something new from a different perspective. Without anyone on the line, then I'm going to end the session for today. Thank you all for joining. Please, I just spent 2 hours in doing this live. It's just my commitment because my with my Mastercard scholarship, it was a clause that you need to give back to the society. So in my personal way, this is how I'm giving back to the society, right? And the only way you can also help me is subscribe to the channel, share the channel to other people, like my videos as well. You can leave comments under past videos or just like this video, share to someone you know is pursuing this study abroad journey with you, and then subscribe. Please subscribe. Thank you so much. My analytics is telling me that most of the people that joined the live have not subscribed. So please do subscribe for me. I really appreciate that. And I'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you are putting together the transcript. If you got negative feedback, that does not mean that your visa will be denied. We are just trying to play the devil's advocate in order for you to get your visa approved when you go and just get your stories right. So thank you so much for joining, and I'll meet you in my next session tomorrow. And that will be the last one for the week. See you all tomorrow, right?
Bye bye.
Bye. All right, I forgot that I'll have to drop the WhatsApp group link, so I'm going to share it quickly. Which state are you in? In Washington State. Hi, Emmy. Can I reach you apart from here? Yes, please. You can. I'll drop my number in a minute. I'm dropping my number. Please add the country code when you are reaching out, because people say I'm not on WhatsApp, but I'm on WhatsApp. So I just dropped my number. Okay, see you all tomorrow. If you are able to join the WhatsApp group, that's good. And that's my number. You just want to add a +1 so that it will work for WhatsApp. Okay. I'm just waiting so that people will be able to join the group. Okay. Yeah, I've seen a couple of people reach out already. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, bye.